No. Sure.
Done to like the vast majority of men in this country upon birth. So I don't think you have a very strong argument there.
Well, what I was initially saying was for the entire world as a worldview.
I've already said I can't.
Yeah.
We talking about United States.
Just think she's pretty, you know what I mean?
I have to.
In the United States, yeah, absolutely.
Wait, hold on. Did you call her stupid?
Do what, baby?
I'm sure that there is things.
She's confusing herself.
I'm sure that there is things that I am not remembering right at the moment.
All of it.
Not necessarily. I'm sure that there is.
You're supposed to be on her side. Chill.
I mean, I am, but she making us all know.
On U.S. laws of gender inequality probably would have something to say.
A bunch of big words at this point.
I know more of different atrocities that happen in the worldwide news. So I will concede to your point, I suppose.
Okay.
What I was initially saying though is
wait, do you concede, or are you just saying, well, there could be something that exists?
I'm not knowledgeable enough on that aspect of U.S. policies because a lot of times things are changing pretty quickly, and that's not something that I feel like I necessarily have like the best like argumentative point on. You're right.
So
I think it was
versed on another country.
How about you? You said women.
Because
you disagree that women have
atrocious.
equal rights to men.
I was speaking more like in a general worldwide. It didn't specifically.
It
didn't say the United States. I mean,
it did not say the United States.
Okay, so
is there
She's
anything?
like, girl.
Is there anything in the United States that you think, besides the wage gap, because that was your number one thing that you said, that men are not equal to women or women are not equal to men?
You know, I mean, just like she said, just like we just said, I mean, I'm actually confused on what she's talking about, but like we were just saying, like, I really hate to speak on anything that I'm not completely educated on. So, I mean, I'm glad we're having this conversation because it's honestly, like, encouraged me to go home and find out more about this. You know what I mean? Because, like, as far as I know, I thought
of conversation
first,
is to do that, though.
Girls had less, you know, like, were less, I don't know, taken care of than men, but...
What do you mean taken care of?
I mean, not necessarily taken care of, let me correct myself. I guess the lesser, more rights of women and men, like what our conversation is, you know? And I guess, I don't know, having this conversation has made me more curious about, like, how much or how little guys have, you know what I mean? In the sense of rights, you know, like, compared to us. So maybe I'm wrong, you know? And not necessarily siding with anyone, but, like, I don't know, as far as looking back on history and, like, we've always men... When it comes to race or like gender or whatever, it's always been like the male white individual always has more power. It's the man over the woman and the whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. According to history, you know, I feel like we've obviously, like as she said, like I said, we've come a long way, but. I don't know. That's interesting. I definitely want to look.
Yeah, I think it's the fairest y'all have ever had it as women.
Y'all got it good.
You know, y'all. I can name multiple things that women have that men don't have.
I mean, we're able to be president today. I know that's like a corny, typical, you know, general one, but it's like
don't get me started because I got a hot take.
I ain't even gonna get it.
I don't think women should be able to be president.
I didn't vote for Kamala for a reason, not because I'm like.
Hold on, I want to be clear with my position. Hold on. I want to be clear with my position.
I can talk about that.
Hold on, I want to be clear with my position before this get fucking clipped.
Right.
I don't believe a woman should be able to be president until women have to sign up for select service.
What? Okay, hold on. Select service?
So select service is when you were a man, you hit 18, you sign up for select service when you get your driver's license, etc. Right. It's a draft, basically.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Women don't have to get drafted. Not at all. Not at all.
If we want to be equal, I get what you're saying. If we want to be equal, let's all make it. I get that, you know? Yeah. And it's interesting. I feel that's an interesting point because
or something equivalent to that. Because I don't think obviously women are not going to be exactly. That's my point. I think most women are not going to want to join. Number two, definitely not going to be in front lines. We're not going to put them in front lines. No, it's not happening.
And theoretically.
So something equivalent to that would have to happen before I can be like, okay, cool.
And so I want to say real quick, you know, I commend anybody who wants to run for president or anybody who has the guts to like go to war, and I know that's kind of like broad, but like still, like I think about that all the time, and I be watching
fight in the war.
Like you gotta have some guts to be able to sign up to go give your life. You know what I mean? Risk your life like that, seriously. And majoritively, men are the ones. Seriously, I commend tremendously our troops, men and women. it takes some serious guts to do that. Like my dad was in Vietnam. Shout out to my dad. Seriously, big time. But I feel like, and obviously times are changing today, so there's like a lot of women, there's a lot of transgender people that are going into the, I think it doesn't matter what your gender is, I think it takes the degree of guts, you know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. And also when it comes down to being like president or something, I don't think, in my opinion, I get what you're saying, but like, I don't think it has anything to do with gender. I don't think it has anything to do with the popularity contest of, just for example, Trump and Kamala. It wasn't about who's more likable. It's about who can freaking do what we need to be done in this country. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
Boom. I was gonna say that.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean,
but I gotta say, for me, it is about gender. Until that equals out somehow. Yeah. It is about gender for me personally.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I see where you're coming from. Because I mean, I didn't vote for Kamala. You know, I mean, just because she's a female, you got to be qualified.
Equal rights.
You know,
in the United States.
No comment.
No.
You're not against anybody, but now in general, whoever it is, you have to have, you got to be qualified, male or female.
That women do have equal rights in the United States compared to men.
For the most part.
Correct.
Same with you.
I guess it also depends on state, because there's state laws and there's national laws. Like, for example, women's right to equal pay.
Let her cook.
That can be different.
That's a law.
She's out of ingredients.
Different. What I'm saying is that could be different from state to state versus national.
But there's federal.
Yeah, I mean, there's federal regulation.
Yeah, there's federal minimum wage,
there's
and then
there's
state
judicial too.
Like, there's like, I feel like tons of little niche things that aren't necessarily quite up to par, but
can you give us an example, or
can I
all right, this one don't even seem like it has Andrew in it, so I'm gonna end it with this. I'm gonna end it with this. Sure. So your number one argument is age gap, but your position is you're going to do more research about it to see, how that goes, etc.
Absolutely, and this is a really good place to end this, because what was just said, I think. When we started this, my opinion was like, I think women maybe do have less rights. But now when I think about like the specifics of what we're saying, like maybe not necessarily rights, because obviously by law we're in a place today in a time where everybody's basically got equal rights. If not, like, it's just not acceptable. You know what I mean? When it comes to gender.
Finally, we winning the feminists over, even though she don't claim necessarily.
But I mean, the whole feminist thing, I support women. I really don't even know enough about the definition of feminist to really be able to say I am one. Again, another thing I'm going to go home and educate myself on. I changed my view on that. Maybe not necessarily women have less rights, but I feel like depending on the person and the world and the view, not everybody is on the same page when it comes to viewing everybody equally. Whether it comes to gender, but that doesn't mean, you know what? I learned something today. I learned something today.
Yes, bottom line, that wage gap is bullshit. If you just think about it logically speaking, everyone would just hire women if that was the actual case, and they actually, I want to be clear with my position on this. Right. If they did exact the same job, worked exactly the same hours, exactly the same time off, exactly the same everything, everyone would just hire women. It doesn't even make logical sense to even have that argument.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like if all that was to offer was women who needed employment, sure, I guess they'll just hire women. But like, it's really just who's in need of the job and who's applying for the job. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. But most men and women are going to be applying for the same jobs unless it's like labor intensive. Now, labor intensive, I would agree with that, because obviously more men are going to apply for that job.
Depends on,
that's what I say, labor intensive. More men are going to obviously apply for that job. So I agree with that. Awesome. All right, where can they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram. My current handle is butterfly. I keep screwing up. Butterfly Baby 95 on Instagram and TikTok.
All right. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like me, subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, obviously you know where to find me, and I'm out. Peace.
See ya.